Sports Live.
All right, welcome back to Silver State Sports Live, where we are continuing to break down all the news today of the NBA's potential expansion to Las Vegas and Seattle.
And joining us now to discuss how a Vegas-born NBA team would be received by Southern Nevada is our very own VGK insider, Vince Sapienza. So, Vince, we all want to know where an NBA team would play. We say MGM CEO and President Bill Hornbuckle floated the idea of the team potentially sharing T-Mobile Arena with the Knights. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, really smart. Obviously not really tough to pick up on, but Bill Hornbuckle sitting there saying, look, if you want to make this thing real and make this right now, we have a team, we have an arena, I should say, ready. T-Mobile Arena was built for not only hockey, but basketball, and it's one of those things that it was actually built for concerts, but it just so happened to be that they outfitted for hockey and basketball as well. Look, it's a seamless fit. We've seen dozens of arenas around the country share basketball and NHL. This is a logistical, as they say, easy as it comes, easy as it goes.
A layup, if you will.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Look at that. Well done. See, I still got to get the basketball lingo.
It's
so fresh on me right now. Oh, man, that was a couple bricks. But anyways, T-Mobile Arena is the obvious spot. How many times have we reported on the last couple of years different entity groups trying to come in, build a new arena, build an all-NBA arena when you don't necessarily need to do it. You don't need to invest that kind of money when you have something sitting right there. Bill Foley is a fan of basketball. USA Basketball has obviously played many times inside T-Mobile Arena. The Las Vegas Aces have played multiple times inside T-Mobile Arena. They're going to be doing again so their season opener this season. So it just makes all the sense in the world. And when you're the NBA and you're making this first step to explore the possibility, well, one of the biggest check marks is the infrastructure. And your biggest infrastructure marker is the arena. Boom, case point done.
Okay, yeah, that would be the premier spot. So let's talk about this. Assuming expansion works out. The last time the NBA had expansion with two teams, an expansion draft, 95. Okay, so the last time it did happen in the NBA, though, was 2004. So assuming that happens, what can we learn from developing a team that is competitive from the get-go from an expansion standpoint?
Well, I had to look at the rosters from that last expansion draft, and tough. Obviously, there's two different situations going on right now, because with Seattle, you have a diehard Supersonics team and fan base that have been waiting for this day to come back. And I'm not going to say they don't matter, because they very much do. But whoever they get, they're just going to be happy that that Supersonics logo is going to be back in their lives. Right. Jerseys are going to be back, things of that nature. For the Las Vegas franchise, I think you need to look at what happened with the Golden Knights as a perfect example, because regardless of what you want to talk about, the rules of that expansion draft or what they were or were not able to do, it was a hit. And the NBA needs Vegas to be a hit. The worst thing that could happen is not only you approve this expansion, you have all these things come to fruition, and then the team's absolute garbage. How many teams do we see in the NBA right now tanking? Nobody wants to say it in the NBA, but that's what's happening. There are multiple teams tanking. The product is not good. The players are not good. The talent is not there. They're stockpiling draft picks. You don't want that in an expansion team. And yes, Steve Caulfield is 1,000% correct. This was, and still there under the surface, is a basketball town. And so you do have a fan base that is teeming, salivating, hoping for the NBA to not only come here, but be successful. Couple examples. Obviously, the Golden Knights, Vegas-born team, right? They out of the gate, they're successful. Everybody loves them, rightfully so. The Las Vegas Aces were a team that relocated from San Antonio. However, they rebranded. So a little different feel, makes it feel like it's a little bit more Vegas. They can get behind them. Instant success, though, as well. There was a building of success. The Raiders are obviously an iconic international brand. The winning has not been there, but the NFL is so much king that it almost kind of doesn't matter. It does matter if you ask Mark Davis about the winning. But for the NBA, winning does matter. And you can't come here and give them some kind of expansion draft rule set that does not set them up for success. And it doesn't have to be playoffs in the first year, but you have to create an exciting brand of basketball from the get-go in order for this thing to really get off the ground. Because I do think there's a fan base here that is salivating at the thought of having an NBA team.
Yeah, absolutely. And those are legitimate concerns that were addressed by Adam Silver in today's press conference. We'll get into a little bit more of that later, but that is right when it comes to the tanking situation. And I know the NBA is looking to maybe adjust rules going forward to avoid that exact situation, but we'll see how that unfolds. Now, let's get back to the popularity of the Golden Knights with this town for a multitude of reasons, but the Vegas-born, you touched on it. What would a second Vegas-born team, as we just asked Steve Cofield, do for this city? How would it be embraced?
I think it would be huge because I think this city, this community is waiting to wrap their arms around all things that are sports. The Golden Knights were obviously out in the community. All the tragic events that took place with 1 October, they were on the ground. They were the first people you saw. You didn't see them on the ice. You saw the players there in the community. That was part of it. The winning, again, helps a ton. The atmosphere that was created. But even before all of that, the sales for tickets were through the roof in terms of those looking for season tickets. Before there was a team, before there was a name. I expect the same exact thing because this is a team you can wrap your arms around. This is a team, if you look at what the A's are doing right now, yes, they're relocating from Oakland, but they have done a ton in the community in a short amount of time. All the different signings with their young core, they're bringing them out here to Vegas to do those signings. They're making the community feel like, hey, you're part of this signing right now, and that goes a very long way with fans, and I think that's something you're going to see in a big way with the NBA.
And it's almost like they're trying to mimic the blueprint from the.
And there's